If you're great, then be great. Don't psych yourself out of knowledge by psyching yourself into ignorance. Don't psych yourself out of application by psyching yourself into stagnation. The biggest obstacle in life is you. You are the biggest obstacle. It's you that's blocking you from excelling. You have to overcome yourself. It's vibration elevation. Overcome means to rise above or to raise your vibration. So get out of your own way and allow yourself to move forward. Don't reduce yourself. If you're marvelous, be marvelous. Don't dilute your consciousness for low vibrational people. Protect your energy, protect your consciousness, protect your mental faculties at all times. That simply means don't dumb yourself down for dummies. Don't reduce yourself to their level of ignorance. Don't get around dummies and act stupid. If you're better than that, be better than that. Don't lessen yourself. If you're greater than, be what you are. Leave the lesser thans on the lesser levels. Deal with those on your level and above. Dealing with those on higher levels helps you to excel or to advance to higher levels. Watch who you associate with, because association breeds similarity. And when dealing with those on a lesser level, deal with them accordingly. Don't let yourself get lost in their world. Don't reduce yourself to their level and get stuck there. Some people rather see you step down than do what they need to do to step up. If they don't want to come up, let them stay down. If you have to stand alone in knowledge, so be it. Let them stand alone in their ignorance. Don't stand with them. What is ignorance? Ignorance is death, or to be without light. Light comes from the soul. To be without light is to be disconnected from the light of the soul. So, death is to be without the light of the soul. Besides physical death, you have mental death and spiritual death. The mentally dead, the spiritually dead, they are without light. They may have the ability to possess light, but they're ignorant. They choose not to. They reject light, or they're lost from the light. Knowledge is the cure for ignorance. Knowledge gives life. Knowledge plants the seed. It's up to you to nurture that seed so that it will grow. If the seed is ripe and the soil is fertile, the seed will grow. If the seed and the soil are compatible, it will grow. The mind is the soil, the seed is knowledge. If your mind is fertile, that seed will grow. Is your mind fertile or is it barren? If the seed isn't ripe or isn't planted properly, nothing will grow. Or it will grow, but not to the best of its ability. It may be deformed or have abnormalities. The fruit may be undeveloped. Elijah Muhammad said, unseasoned knowledge can be dangerous to the virgin mind. Unseasoned knowledge is an unripened seed that is not ready to be planted. A virgin mind is soil that has never been penetrated by the seed of true knowledge. Ignorance comes in many forms, so does knowledge. If you plant the seed of ignorance into the soil of ignorance, what do you get? Again, if you plant the seed of ignorance into the soil of ignorance, what will you get? No growth. Necro. The results are dead. Ignorance is the absence of knowledge. The absence of knowledge is a form of mental death. That's why knowledge is made born. What does it mean to be born? It means to have life or to be given life. Now, that goes back to what I said earlier. Don't psych yourself out of knowledge by psyching yourself into ignorance. Don't psych yourself out of application by psyching yourself into stagnation. You see a lot of that going on. It's become a common thing that's happening frequently with these so-called conscious and woke people. You're conscious, but to what extent? You're woke, but to what degree? They say their eyes are open, but how wide are they open? Which eye is open? The inner one, the outer two, or all three? It's the addictive programming that has people reducing their intelligence when they know better. That's because they're spellbound. And the program is the spell that they're bound to. Now ask yourself, are you really woke? Or are you foolishly rocking yourself to sleep? We know that the mind is a terrible thing to waste. The mind is a terrible thing to lose. If it's wasted, it has to be replenished. And if it's lost, it has to be found. Mental illness is the result of a lost mind. Recovering from mental illness can be very difficult, especially when you don't know how to recover or what you need to recover from. Now, being open-minded isn't always a good thing, because an uncovered mind is open and vulnerable to all sorts of mental attacks. An open mind is an uncovered mind. This is dangerous because mental attack can cause mental illness. Thing is, most people don't know they're being attacked, and they don't know they've fallen ill. They're under attack and don't even realize it. Recovery is necessary. Recovering your mental is finding your lost mind, protecting it and shielding it from open attacks. You're creating or recreating a cover, a barrier, a protective force field to protect your energy, to deflect and repel toxic energies that are sent in your direction from outside agents that are designed to break you down mentally and spiritually. Now, I know when most people think of mental illness, they think of crazy people in a psych ward, or the person they see talking to themselves, displaying extremely odd behavior. That's not always the case. Again, there are many forms of mental illness, some more obvious than others. Some cases are more extreme than others. A lot of us are mentally ill and don't even realize it, because society has normalized our ill behavior. In fact, it even promotes it. It promotes it through media and what you call entertainment. It all promotes dysfunctional behavior. Entertainment is possession. So don't let entertainment possess you to do as the dead do. Don't follow death culture. If you're practicing or partaking in death culture, you're not living a lifestyle, you're living a death style. Don't attach your brain to that. Don't become a chain brain to death culture. Chain brains are multiple brains that think the same because they're all linked to one common chain. The chain is the program, and the program is ignorance. That's what makes and keeps people mental slaves, stuck in spiritual bondage. Their spirit is bound and enslaved to the program. Remove the shackles from your mind and be divine. Don't allow your consciousness to be hijacked or manipulated. There's a lot of people walking around possessed by other people's cultures or synthetic cultures like television culture and social media culture. But this is a product of digital addiction and the insanity that toxic media produces. People are functionally dysfunctional and don't even realize it, meaning they're functioning with a mental illness and they're unaware that they're systematically programmed to believe that their behavior is normal, because we live in a society that normalizes mental illness. Most celebrities, entertainers, and athletes all fall in that category, living their life to please strangers they call fans while constantly trying to live up to their standards and expectations. The fans lose interest in them and they fall apart mentally. And at that point, some of them will do anything for attention, or because they want to feel loved and appreciated by others. They should learn to love and appreciate themselves, because how you feel about you, truly how you feel about yourself, is really what matters. You shouldn't be living your life based on the perception, standards, and expectations of other people. Actors especially, they get paid to make believe there's something or someone they're not. They're paid to promote identity confusion. Then people watch these characters and get possessed by these characters. This is life imitating art, which can lead to multiple personality disorder, emotional disorder, and various other psychological disorders. This causes you to lose yourself. Losing yourself is losing your connection to your soul. Your soul is your light. Losing your connection to your soul is losing your connection to the light. Your true light has been substituted with synthetic light. Synthetic light is soulless energy. Soulless energy is unnatural energy. Unnatural energy is synthetic energy. Synthetic energy is used by the programmers to control, manipulate, and or eradicate your natural energy, which is your solar energy, the light that comes from your soul. The synthetic light keeps you blind. The light from the soul gives you sight. And as far as culture goes, if you don't have your own original culture, you have the culture that the program provides for you. That culture is death culture. That culture will provide you with all the tools you need to destroy yourself. These are the tools that keep your true self in bondage. The tools that keep you captive to the illusion and subject to the program that's been set in place for you. Don't allow yourself to get lost in other people's culture. Don't get lost in artificial cultures or synthetic cultures, like work culture, for example. Learn to separate yourself without compromising your cultural integrity. Separate your personal culture from theirs. Don't try and infuse your culture with theirs. That can cause cultural confusion, and cultural confusion can induce certain forms of mental illness like delusional disorder, multiple personality disorder, because you're having to act differently around different people, pretending to be one way when you're really the opposite. Every culture is wired differently for a reason. Cross the wrong wires, and it can cause a serious electrical malfunction. In other words, it can fuck you up in the head really bad. So, don't be so quick to attempt to do as you see others do, or to attempt to move how you see others move. I suggest anything you see the masses do the opposite. Any fads or trends you see the masses follow, do the opposite. Don't go with the flow. Go against it. Be an individual. Don't subject yourself to the collective way of doing things. The quest for light has many paths. Choose your own path. Don't follow the paths of others. Express your free will. Because to follow is to fall low. Falling low is dissension. The system wants you to fall low. The system is the sunken place, and you need to get out. So, until you learn to detach from the system, you'll be stuck in the sunken place. Some of you have been programmed so well, you're totally unaware of the fact that you've been programmed. They've placed your brain in a box and you can't see that the box is there. They decorate the inside of the box, so the only thing you see is the picture they paint for you. The picture isn't real. It's an illusion. An alluring illusion, beautiful enough to make you fall in love with it unconditionally, without question. Now, you're foolishly in love with the illusion that you think is your reality. You think you're having your own natural thoughts and behaviors, but they're actually programs. Programs that work so well, you don't realize they're programs. You've been repetitiously conditioned for so long, it seems to be natural. It's become first nature to you. So much so that you don't even realize it's unnatural. You don't realize it because you're not using your real eyes to see. You're looking through a false eye, not the actual eye. You're looking through the eye that the programmers have created for you to look through. The digital eye. When you should be looking from the eye of the soul, not through the eye of the machine. Reclaim your natural mind and cover it. Open your real eye and use it.